So what is life like for an animal facing extinction?
There's a new show that follows some of the most famous and sadly endangered animals.
Mike Gunton is the executive producer of the series Dynasties, which took 4 years to make.
Wow.
He's joining us now to tell us more about this gripping show. Thank you so much for being with us, Mike.
Pleasure. Nice to see you.
Mike, I got to be honest with you. These shows are very hard for me to watch, stories like this, because I feel so bad for these animals and that what the humans are doing to help them get endangered. Tell me that I'm going to like this one.
Yeah, I think you will, because the fact that these animals are endangered is just one element to the story. This is very much about, these films are very much about family life and about the struggles that the natural history struggles that the individuals within a family have to face, both from their predators, from their rivals, from the environment, but also internal struggles and strifes. Any of us who live in a family know that there's always somebody in the family who's looking for trouble, and so they're very much about the drama of trying to survive as a family together and in competition with others. But there's this extra ingredient, which is just that today it's impossible, almost impossible, for any of these creatures to live their lives completely isolated from humanity. And so there's this sense that there's always a human involvement somewhere on the periphery. It's not a major part, but it's part of the context of the show. So I think if you like watching dramatic natural history, you'll love it. They're roller coasters, we don't shy, they're true stories that we don't shy away from their tragedies as well as triumphs. So we don't shy away from the tricky bits, but they're ultimately very uplifting shows.
We were just watching, it was just mesmerizing to watch the peacock and the tiger. How did you get so close to shoot all this?
I think part of the knack of making these films feel really intense and feel like, especially if you're following one animal family for an hour, that you are part of their family in a way, that you're absolutely sharing their experiences, is you do have to get close. You have to get the camera, not just on the end of a telephoto lens, you have to actually get the camera as close as you can so you feel part of their lives. That in itself, of course, is challenging because you can't get too close because you don't want to disturb the animals, you don't want to alter what's going on. And so it's the skill of the camera operators, the photographers, is brilliant. They just judge this all the time about how close can I get with keeping what I want to get out of it without upsetting the story and the animals themselves. So a lot of it's the technology. Some of the technology we adopted from Planet Earth 2, so that the cameras aren't on tripods very much. They're all off the tripod, being handheld with these little stabilized cameras, which gives you that very cinematic moving camera feel. So again, you feel you're with the creatures all the time. All adds to that sense of intimacy and involvement.
We only have about a minute left. Can you tell us about some of the creatures that we're going to see?
Yeah, so we picked some, I think, real box office animals: chimpanzees, lions, tigers, painted wolves, and emperor penguins. So all over the world. Each episode features on, as I say, one of those animals. And I think what's extraordinary about them is that not only are they amazingly dramatic stories, I couldn't have written scripts that were more dramatic than this. The truth is definitely more impressive than fiction. But I think also you get to understand the biology, the natural history, in a way that I don't think, ever been able to do. People at home, this is already aired in the UK, and when I first thought about this, I thought, this is kind of a Game of Thrones, isn't it? And so a lot of people have been saying, I've just watched Game of Thrones for animals. But of course, it's all true.
But it's real.
It's real.
Yeah, and also, is there an element that we can help? Because you don't want these animals to go away.
Well, quite. I think by seeing the challenges they face through their eyes, it feels very natural. It doesn't feel like we're trying to preach to the audience or trying to, criticize them in any way. We're just saying this is what happens.
Okay.
And I think there is an opportunity for people to then discover more, go on the internet, try and look around and see how can I help the people who are looking after these creatures, because it's not an easy solution.
Thank you.
These are complicated balances between us and them.
Thank you, Mike. We have to let you go, but we appreciate your time. Dynasty airs on 4 networks: BBC America, AMC, IFC, and Sundance TV. The first episode airs Saturday night at 9 p.m.